Kush, can you hear me?
Yes, although this may not be the most opportune time for us to be chatting. As Manth is doing that, Manth, you hear coming from Opal, hey, do me a favor real quick. Jostle me again.
I do.
And they go, oh, sorry, that way.
She shrugs, and she's just gonna walk forward and try to find the door with her hands, even though there doesn't appear to be one there. Just gonna feel up this wall.
Your hand does stumble across what does feel like a knob.
There's no better way to put this, but you're feeling up a knob.
And sort of like opening a door to Narnia, on the other side is what would appear in the real world to be a little Mongolian village.
Smoking back to the door is two figures clad in red and black.
There's 2 figures. Ooh, men.
Yes, sword drawn.
What do we do? You're the captain.
We do violence. This is what we do.
What does the scroll say?
First, we must erase Katinka.
I will point out, I said that we brought a couple of guards with us when we ran in, so you have backup with you.
Yay!
Okay. Wait, how about you?
I got a nature witch with me. I don't need that much backup.
Look, this is not a fighting game. I'm just giving you options.
Oh yeah. It's very good. I super appreciate it. That sounded sarcastic. It wasn't meant to be. I super appreciate it.
Look, I'm the queen of that. I understand.
Since they are coming back, I will have Gritty kind of fly up and over them, so hopefully they won't notice. And then have Gritty keep going to see if they can follow the path and see if they can find Kush.
Yeah, they definitely find hidden in what looks to be a hay bale. Kush's legs are sticking out. So Gritty has marked where Kush is. As these two figures are approaching, they will be coming through that door fairly soon.
Door just shuts in their face.
It's just like they just see little Oriole and she's like, oh no, and then
I think them noticing you, they both start to hustle faster towards you as you're like, oh no, and slam the door. You get the sense that they will be here fairly soon. So what would you guys like to do?
I'm not going to walk back into the room, so I'm going to stay on the teacher side, which also sounded like some sort of unknown assassination that I've never heard of before. Heatricide. I don't know what type of person they killed.
If Manth is on the other side, I won't close the door.
As the door remains open, but standing in their way from their destination is Manth standing proud as a couple of guards flank her.
I draw my sword and I say, come in! And I just want to see if either one of them reacts.
The red one definitely reacts.
And then I point my sword at the red one. By order of the crown, you are under arrest for attempting to assassinate Princess Katinka.
Well, I guess we'll just have to kill the representatives of the crown then. You hear. As they draw blades. Manth is still in their contextually inappropriate now bikini.
Just love this image of her standing in front of a door that leads to there's grass, but I feel like it's tinged with snow.
So Manth, what would you like to do?
Violence! No more feelings, no more intoxicating smells.
No more jostling.
No more jostling. No more glistening sweat.
Actually, can I add one tiny little thing in the scene if he'd come with us? Faber might also be lingering around. depends on how interested he was in these goings on.
Yeah, because he was free to go. He could have just gone out into the Madrigal Night, Medelic Night, or wandered back into the club.
Or hung out with the girl in the contextually appropriate bikini armor.
Also true. So it's like Manth in making a diamond a triangle shape. So it's like Manth, guard, door, and then it's freaking Oriole, and then on the other side is just Faber going, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
And then Kellen, like, in the middle of them, like, I can't see over everyone's heads.
What's happening now?
Okay, roll me violence.
Okay. I rolled a 7 minus 1 because I've cleared a couple conditions, but I still have not cleared my frightened condition, which I have to run away and leave something important behind. And I thought I was close to being able to do that by leaving Katinka behind, but I don't think it qualifies. So I'm still at -1, but then +3. So my 7 becomes a 9.
Mixed success. What would you like to do?
Mixed success. Well, I'm crossing swords with the person with the red robe, right there. And so, yeah, what's the visual here? I'm picturing a red robe and a sword. That seems spooky without more.
Yeah, with a red robe and a sword with a red mask over their face, they start to rush at you, and you meet them halfway, your blades crossing, as the person in the black robes kind of jumps back as if they are not given towards violence, whereas the person in red is. And you also notice something strange about their gait. It almost seems like they are moving very stiffly, the person in black, and that they are holding a knife, but not like the red one, who is...
They're not holding it in a threatening, I'm about to stab you with this knife way. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the one in black is holding it in a way that, like, I know that I should have this, and I know that I have to follow red in this, but I'm not comfortable holding a knife. I'm not a fighter, kind of way. As the one in red is fully engaged with you. They move almost ghostily as your swords cross, and they say, 2 guards and a bikini-clad bodyguard. I like my odds. As you get to choose 2 things to do to them, and they get to choose one.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're marking a condition because that's just,
Yep,
par for the course. And I got to tell you, boy, oh boy, am I a fan of taking objects away from people.
Give me all your objects.
Sword is top of the list, if that's at all feasible, to just do like a disarming move with my sword. You know what I mean? The whole, like, swords cross. They spin around, and then one of them, I lift up, and then their sword goes flying. If that's not allowed, then my second choice is mask, and my third choice is cloak. Because I could put that cloak on myself, baby.
Yeah, it's getting a little cold, man.
It's a bit chilly. Because they also get to choose one against me. So, I mean, I am setting myself up here for a similar.
Right. I think with you, the condition that you're going to give them is angry. And as your swords clash and as you said, they go to strike. However, with your years of training, you move your sword in just a way so they miss. They miss colliding with your blade, causing their arms to go past you as you bring the sword and strike their face, which causes that to spill off of them.
Okay.
Revealing a raven-haired woman, with emerald eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the red one? Or
That's the red.
So it could be the one person that we thought maybe was 2.
yeah.
And they are going to, the move that they're going to do to you is, I think they're going to create an opportunity for their ally to get something. from you. And I think with Manth taking the sword,
I could be distracted by the mask removal.
Right. Yeah.
Dark hair, green eyes.
Oh, I think, you know what? I think with the provocation, I think they're going to take a string on you instead. So this person has the string. Okay. What would Oriole like to do?
Because I'm such a natural fighter.
Oh, your familiar can help.
My familiar can help, but I don't really.
No, maybe I'm misreading this. I thought the familiar could act and like help Manth.
Oh, let's see. When the familiar helps, you choose. In addition, choose a basic move. When your familiar helps with that basic move, or with emotional support, you take a +1 to your roll.
So I think you could do a fight move and then have Gritty support you in it to get a bonus to it.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, but
and we've got viability here. Like I think that the fight could be not. It doesn't even. I don't think it has to be as explicit as I hit her with a hammer. I mean, if you want to, but
actually, no. That's actually a good point though, because they do have the dart knife thing, the bobber doodly doo thing. So if I may, I think that Oriole has had some training apparently somewhere in her life. But she has it wrapped around her body, so she's just gonna in one motion grab the end of it and just kind of unravel it from herself and whip it over her head. And she would like to have Gritty go after the one in black, who is looking very uncertain on all of this, to kind of get in their face and distract them. And if possible, would like to try and use either to fling the knife thing out at this person, either I think kind of around her hand, hopefully to get her to drop her knife that she does not hold very securely. Kind of cut out her hand so she go ah!
Yeah, sure. Give me a roll to see if you're able to.
Yes. This is what I'm imagining will happen. When my dice betray me again, my bisexual and gay dice betray me. Oh, they did not betray me this time.
Not at all.
So that will be that would be Grace. So that will be
+1.
+1, and then Gritty gives me another +1, so that is 13 total.
Boom.
So you want to take an object from them, which would be their weapon that they're holding very poorly. What are the other two things that you would like?
So
I'm taking the weapon, and then I would like to.
And just so everyone's on the same page, conditions are the way that you defeat an enemy. That's how you knock them out.
It's the closest this game has to the hit point.
I'm just trying to think of something for Oriole to say that would be witty.
For her, it doesn't have to be witty. It just has to be true. That's the most devastating observation you can make.
But I just want to be have her whip out with this thing, knock her knife out of her hand while Gritty's all up in her face, and just be you obviously don't want to do this. You can't even hold the knife. Just stop. Just stop it. She's talking to a bad griffin. Just stop.
That is strong McGonagall energy. I definitely think it would be frightened.
And then you get one more. You can do you can still do the opportunity or string.
You can create an opportunity for Manth or
the guards.
Or the guards, or flirt with her under a string. I think you can technically provoke her for a string too, but flirting is the thing that we keep doing in fights.
It's always fun.
no, I don't.
Do that in front of your girlfriend, please.
I think I will just, in the sense of that I've distracted her, I've basically used my cutting words on her and made her feel like she's going to rethink her entire life. So she's just going to stop for a second, and that will give the opportunity for either Manth or the guards to like
move in.
Yeah, move in and like, I don't know. Jostle.
If I may,
Yes.
like she gives just like an extra little tug to the rope that's still bound around this woman's wrist. Yeah. Like, what are you doing right now? And that is a distraction.
So as that happens, with this person, the person in black, having the frightened condition on them, being disarmed, and also creating an opportunity, they start to try to flee the scene and try to flee through the door that is behind Oriole. As they do, two guards attempt to tackle them. As they do, you see their really rather stiff gait, and they are currently right about maybe a couple of inches shorter than Manth. As they do, you hear a of broken wood as the body starts to fly forward, rolling towards the door. Their head pops out. Katinka, I think you have been hearing this. The person's head is down.
I knew that when you said that they had a like stiff gait, I was like, it's stilts. I knew it, Elliot.
Katinka, as you're talking to Keese, you do hear that I think you would be able to hear that commotion coming from the back room.
I think her head whips around and then she says, Hold on. I had the note a second ago and then I lost it. She goes, Ronaldo, I want to trust them. And then she's going to like start running that, like heading that direction again. Yeah, cause she's like, I left people back there. I have to get back into this.
Yeah, so Rolando, I would not trust them.
Like, it basically is like, that's the singer, is what she's trying to convey here.
Perfect.
The singer from Hydra.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. As she says, Rolando, I wouldn't trust them. As she heads back, when she makes her way there, she sees a figure on the floor, coming, trying to make their way up and trying to escape. A mask is still on them. She can see through the open door, Manth fully engaged with a rather large opponent in red. What would she like to do? She has the person in black at her feet, and she has the person in red that Manth is currently engaged with.
She still has her whip in her hand. So I think she's going to immediately run for the person in black who they're on the floor. The guards aren't on them, right?
No, the guards have two broken planks of wood between them. Oh, I also get to inflict a condition, or I get to inflict something on Oriole on this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll inflict a condition on Oriole.
Okay.
I'll say this. As your blade came down, you cut off a couple of blades of grass and giving you the guilty condition.
Oh, my friend.
The speak with nature was still active, so you get to hear them say,
"Oh God!" Or "Oh God!" Yeah.
You promised.
Oh, no. Yeah, she's totally distraught now.
What have I done?
What have I done? I'm a monster.
We trusted you.
Katinka, what would you like to do? You have your whip. You have the
will. You have the way.
All right, I'm going to try and basically I'm going to try and incapacitate the black robed one. So I think that's just a roll fight. And then we'll see how this works and I'll describe what happens.
Yeah.
All right. Which, let me double check myself. Okay. So that's a 12. So she's gonna run in and just like dive onto their back, essentially. Like just full wrestling, like I don't know the word for it, but like knees to the liver kind of and then like just grab their hands and use her whip to like tie them up. And like honest to God, like she's just gonna rip that mask off without even looking, which I think would be taking an item from them.
Take a thing.
Yeah. And just like stuff the handle of her whip like into their mouth so they can't talk.
Okay. As you rip off the mask, I'm going to give you the staggered condition on this because as you rip off the mask and the plot against you, the people behind the plot against you to literally murder you is revealed. You see the face of your cousin.
I'm so shocked.
You see
dun, dun, dun.
You see Tab looking back at you, eyes large and fearful and furious.
Is this Roland Tab, or are those two different people?
They're two different people.
Okay, and then there's a Rolando who's the singer.
Rolando is the singer from Hetra, and then actually I think you might be slightly correct. I think his last name is Roland.
Is Tab Roland? Okay,
Tab Roland, because that is such a great name.
I actually had Tab written down, but next to Roland and also next to Rolando, and then I entered into this like triangle agency space where I was like, everyone's name is like Bill or Doug, and I don't know what's happening.
Oh God, that's like our home game when we started. Like literally everybody was named with R's. R's everywhere.
I like our names. What can I say? So
okay, so hold on. So yeah, she sees Tab and like legitimately, I think a part of her expected this, but that doesn't actually make it hurt any less. I think, in fact, it actually makes it a little worse.
Yeah.
And she just kind of like it's like almost like a full body heave kind of choke when she comes to like she's got him on the floor, she's on top of him, he's tied up, she's looking at his face, and just it snaps to her what she's looking at.
And since you have 0 to 3 conditions, with stagger mode, you lash out at someone whose regard matters to you, provoke them to do something foolish or harmful, and take advantage of a string on them if you have one. You hesitate or stumble, and the opposition gains an opportunity, or you grin and bear the blow, and you mark 2 conditions.
I feel like this is a hesitation. She is just sitting dumbly on him and staring at him. And I think just even in this tumultuous scene, she just looked at him and she goes, "Still loved you."
I never did, they say. And we'll cut to Manth. You are still engaged with the red fighter. What would you like to do?
More fighting.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Just the straightforward. Jesus, this is I rolled a 10.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is an anti-Elliot night. Yeah, again, it's so funny. Like, you go up a couple levels, you do good rolls. You get to kind of exist at this, like, power level, but you don't get experience, so it is an interesting trade-off. I really like that, you know. Like if I start failing rolls, I'll be like, yeah, but I get to boost some stats as soon as this is done.
The failure makes you more powerful.
Yeah, I like it. Just I'm expressing my enjoyment of the simple mechanics of this game.
Yeah. So you get 3. What would you like?
3 conditions. I think I'm gonna do the classics. Gonna through violence, no cutting words. Manth tends to be more silent during fights. So I'll take a condition through that, and then I'm going for the sword again. If I can't get it, I will definitely take that cloak.
Okay.
And then I'm going to provoke them for a string. Manth is, steely-eyed. No more crushes on anybody. No more anyone crushing on me. We're putting the walls back up. This is what happens when you stop wearing your armor, literally and figuratively.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So as you attack them, I think this time your blade finds theirs, knocking it clear away. It lands in the snow, blade sticking into the icy the frozen, almost frozen tundra.
You make a nice little shaky vibration noise.
You're right. As they appear to have, as fear starts to cross their face, their beautiful, beautiful face, as you also get the and the other thing that you wanted was you got the condition on them and you have a string on them. Yes. Yeah. And I think through that fear, there are multiple ways to become a nightmare. I think you are becoming one, Manth. They get 1 on you.
Mm-hmm. That's up to 2, so.
I think seeing the person who has tried to harm your Katinka right here, and seeing fear cross their face, I think that makes, as you feel that familiar feeling of fighting, you get angry because everything that they've put you through and put Katinka through and Oriole through.
There's a strong argument to make that I am in this bikini right now because of their actions. I feel like if they hadn't have started this whole dang plot to cut the saddle and kill Katinka, I might not have had to have gone clubbing tonight.
Okay. And Oriole, you see behind you Tab and Katinka engaged, but Tab looks to be fairly taken care of. However, there is the matter of this person in red, unmasked, without their blade. What would you like to do? You also have the guilt of killing countless blades of grass.
You want to cross blades, but not like this.
I think she's just looking at her hands like, I murdered so many. Will you tell, what are my trials, by the way?
Your trials, current trials, ride a fantastical creature, liberate something dangerous, reject a conviction you once held, go somewhere no person has tread before.
Okay. Sweet. All right. Just confirming this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do 2 things. I'm going to be like, I'm such a terrible person, and I'm gonna take the dart on my thing, and I'm going to just like it's really stupid, but I'm gonna slice it across the palm of my hand and then my other hand, which will to just to do it for the show of it. And then I'm going, nope, I have points here.
Nature witch goes hard.
Yep. She's punishing herself, man. She's killed.
Oriole the penitent.
Yeah.
And then I think she has a locket that she holds very dear to her that contains hair from the first griffin she ever befriended, which is probably the mother or parent of Hooter.
Really? All right, well, that's canon now. She named it after what she loves.
I have Hooter written down, and I'm pretty sure it was a griffin name. I don't know for certain.
Oh, no. Cooter is, but she just, the mother is now Cooter.
I did not hear that. So Oriole drops to their knees in anguish, slices open her hands, looks up to the Hobbit and just yells, "Cooter!" What the fuck?
She's not yelling anything, but she has this locket. And she's gonna rip the locket off her neck. Clearly crying. Oh God, okay. Trying to be dramatic here. Jesus Christ, I ruined it.
This is the funniest, heart-wrenchingly emotional scene.
It's all over grass. Oh my God. Okay. So she sliced her hand, which is like punishment to herself. She takes the necklace and the locket. She's just gonna rip open the locket. She's gonna have this clipping of like the mane of the first griffin that she ever knew, befriended. That's very important to her. Mm-hmm. And she's just going to like rub it between her hands, smear it with blood, and just fling it onto the ground as just like a penitence to like, this is a horrible thing I've done. I'm giving this thing back to you. I apologize.
Sacrifice. Yeah,
the sacrifice of, and like, this does not match what I have done. So she's going to sacrifice the locket to, in a mode of hurting herself, to undo the guilty condition. Also, she is breaking the locket, like snapping it, and also flinging that as like a mode of like, you know, giving it up. And also by breaking something important to you or someone you care about, she will undo the angry condition.
Mm-hmm. We're just processing a lot.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. Oriole no longer has two conditions on her. Over grass. And Cooter. Okay.
If I could tell you all the times grass and Cooter have gotten me into an emotional state.
I feel like, given this entire campaign and this entire game, it makes sense that, two of the things she ends up loving most are grass and Cooter.
Yeah, this fits. That's some nature witch shit right there.
Excellent. Okay, Katinka, with tab handled, you can see that Manth is doing pretty well with the person in red. However, they still are active, if not brought down, as fucking Oriole is losing their shit in this moment.
Katinka's still a little staggered, but his words, like, well, I never loved you. Like, that sobers her. And I think at that moment, there's just this little flash of just anger and no, just mostly just anger. She's just so unsure how they ever could have gotten to this place. Yeah, he didn't love her, but he's still her cousin. And also, why this? Why all this? Why drag piece into it? Why do all of this? It's so pointless and so toxic, and unfortunately she's let me roll something for myself here. I think she goes to grab goes to grab Tab's hair. If you'll let me, she does grab Tab's hair and starts to draw his head back like she's just going to slam him straight into the floor again. And stops herself, staring down at him. You're not worth it. And lets him go. Turns to one of the guards and says, grab him. Do not let him go. And assuming that he does what she tells him to do.
Small grunt of affirmation, they grab Tab and start to take him through the door.
Into the room, right?
Into the room. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so she'll get up and let them do that. And she's going to look at this fight. And Manth is doing pretty damn good, right?
Yeah, it seems like the person's on the ropes. Yes.
Right. She's just going to, since her weapon is gone, essentially, at this point. I think she's going to reach down, like, scoop up some of the snow on the ground, pack it into a snowball, and try to throw it at this person as just a means of distracting them. I'm just going to completely whiff out here. It'd be funny. It is funny. Well, it's not a complete whip out. It's a 9. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's pretty good. So you get 2, and they get 1 on you. So what are your 2?
Oh, my 2 is that I'm, creating an opportunity for an ally. And I'm just going to call out, looks like it's just you.
Yeah, I think they now have a condition put on them, and the one that I get back. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to tell me what object you unintentionally lost in the creation of the snowball.
The sending stone to Kush. It's the only thing I can think of that I have on me. So it just like falls out of my boobs.
When you
Into
lean
the
forward for
snow.
a particularly nice looking pack of snow.
Like completely unnoticed. She has no idea that she's lost it.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so she takes the sending stone. You no longer have access to trying to get a hold of Kush. Okay, perfect. Excellent. So, what would you like to do, Manth?
Well, I think it's time to have a snack. No, I'm going to fight. I am the snack.
Yes.
This is very true.
Yeah, we're in the cycle here. There's not a lot of moves to make, so we'll just make the one. I'll roll it up. Oh, I rolled a 6, so I do need to do the math. I think it still works out good for me. I'm -1 for frightened, and then +3, so I get an 8 total. So still within the mixed success.
Okay, great. You get 2 and they get 1. What would you like to take? Because they're going to get knocked out in this.
Yeah, if this is the final condition, then I'm definitely going to flourish it with like maybe the tail that now seems to be unnaturally prehensile can grab the cloak and let me wear it in a grand gesture while striking my final blow, and then me saying, "We're done here."
You defeat the person in red, and you take a trophy, which is their deep red cloak.
Very cold. It's a lot of tiefling skin out here.
Yes, this person is undone by this. At the same time, lost in the fight, and all the people that have been lost, and all the blades of grass that have been lost. we've lost our sense of time. And Katinka, you hear your name coming from the stage downstairs. Princess, it is your time to sing.
I think Katinka's like actually a little surprised and actually like hesitates, just like, I don't know if I should even do that. Like, I'm in the middle of this. What the fuck? And just looks at Manth.
Go. We have this.
Thank you. And she's gonna pause, just look at Tab, and just think to herself, no, fuck it. He's not ruining another thing for me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Fuck that guy.
Don't let him win.
Like runs down, like takes that journey down the stairs, like headlong flight until she gets almost to the back. And do we want to clean up here, or do we want to keep going in that?
I think we are very close to the end of this. So I think this is not to spoil anything, I think this is the end of the main adventure. Mm-hmm. We have one more thing to resolve. And then we can do a setup for in case we ever come back to this system and these characters. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yeah. It feels like there's enough here for epilogue and teaser, is I think what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a very good way to put it. Yeah. So, in that case, so let's wrap up Katinka's song. As Manth and I don't know what Oriole's doing. Is it still the Lamentations?
I think she's just like she's still having her moment. I imagine that eventually Callan comes over.
Oh, fuck yeah. Callan's like, hey, you were great. Also, why did you cut your hands?
Because I'm a monster.
You disarmed a really dangerous person. What are you talking about?
But I killed so many grasses. What is the plural of grass?
She just has like 2 fistfuls of grass in her hands. Like,
look at them.
Like clumps of dirt. Like clumps of... I heard their screams.
Hey. Yeah, she says. She like touches your back. I'm really sorry about that. That's really tough.
Consoling someone for a thing you don't quite understand.
Do you want to talk about it?
I hope they understand that I didn't mean it, but I'm too afraid to talk to them, like the rest of them.
I'm hearing some talk right now. They're okay with it. They understand you had things that you had to deal with.
Okay, sure, okay.
Yeah, sure, right? She says.
I think Oriole being Oriole will totally buy this. She's just like, okay. Because I did it, it wasn't on purpose. It was, I was trying to disarm her and then the blade went and it just did the thing and it was just, do you know, like what do they call them? The scythes? Where they just go whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah, the sides go shh. Yeah, that's the kind.
And I think she's just like, I don't. And she's just gonna have her hands and she'll be like, this hurts.
Yeah, oh my God, here. As she tears off a piece of her shirt and starts to wrap your hands. Hey, I know that you're going through a lot. Do you often react that way when the grass is cut at Oftil Manor?
No, because I don't usually listen to it when they're being beheaded.
Allow Manth to step in and attempt to help.
Yeah, get in here.
I'm just like picturing though, like Oriole like on the ground, like on her knees with her hands like kind of like palms up in front of her.
Mhm.
And like she's just kind of like leaning against Gallon, like just sobbing.
I want to walk over to Oriole and take her hands, and I'm gonna try and do the emotional support. And I have a lay on hands. When you touch someone as part of emotional support, you heal the physical ailments. So I take Oriole's hands and I say, Manth says, you fought today like the fiercest of griffins. It's a passion I myself feel in service to our princess. That's the kind of passion that we need to get through these difficult moments. And then I'm kind of like lifting you to your feet as your wounds are kind of healing. And and then I'm gonna roll now to see how this goes. So I rolled a 6 for the emotional support, which I can add heart or spirit, which neither one is great. So I'm gonna spend my string. I have an Oriole string, and I'm gonna cash in. And then narratively, what this is doing is that you know Manth well enough to know that what she says next comes from a good place, which is to blow on your hands and say, also, it's just grass. She thinks she's helping.
Doug, don't take this the wrong way, man, but I love you.
Manth is getting too much of that today.
It's not for Manth. This is for you. Yeah, that is amazing. God
Thank you.
it.
So mechanically, because of the lay on hands, if you validate my devotion to Katinka, you get experience, and you gain a string against me if you criticize it.
Oh, okay. Well,
and then also for the emotional support, since I got one success, you can clear a condition or also mark XP or some other things.
Okay, I'll mark XP.
But also, yes, please, you can react, of course.
Oh yeah, no. I think like this whole thing, and I think you had her when you compared her to a griffin.
Yes, that was the goal.
She'll just be like she's like watching her hands like heal up, and she's like, "Do you really beat that?"
I do.
Beth, you're such a good friend. And then she's just gonna like wrap her arms around you and hug you. And she'll be like, "Thank you."
Okay. I'm glad you do that.
Okay, can we go now? It's very cold here.
Yeah, so as you, I'm going to guess the guards are going to help get Kush.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Gritty. I feel like Gritty's just been like hovering and like making sure like nothing bad happens to Kush, and then and then Oriole would finally get. Oh, Kush! We need to get Kush.
As the guards go like, oh, we can go do that. Do you want to watch the princess perform?
She's performing. We have to watch Manth.
Because as Katinka goes to the backstage, she can see all the other singers here. All the other singers here.
Well, I had an idea, but please go ahead. It may just be because I was imagining something weird with the setup of this room, but like she's coming from an odd direction because like the back rooms, the attic, whole space thing going on. So she comes down like the wrong stairs. She's not anywhere near like the stage at the moment. And there's like, and I apologize for everything because I'm about to go full on like cringe theater kid here. And I imagine like there's like, I don't know, some kind of like magic wand or something they've been using as a microphone. Because why not? And like whoever the announcer is on the stage, like doing like a last call for Katinka off till as everyone is like kind of, there's noise in the room, but it's for this space deadly fucking quiet. Because they're whispering about the fact that she didn't show up and what the hell, right? And then like Katinka's like trying to like get somebody's attention to like move please, and no one's paying any attention. As she just goes, okay, all right, you got this. And she's going to try. I'm going to try and use the main attraction dramatic entrance feature. I haven't used, I think, any of my features this entire fucking time. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and roll it before I'm going to describe the same thing regardless. It's just how it's going to actually go over. So that's an 11.
Hell yeah.
So, which I get to choose 2, and it's all attention focused on you. You hold attention for one person for as long as you deliver a traumatic speech. Take a string on someone present or take +1 forward. And I'm going to go with all attention focused on you for a moment. And also, you hold the attention of one person for as long as, I'm going to go for as long as you want in this case, right? Which would be Keys. And I will not try and sing this. I may send you something for the post. But we have to be careful because I'm going to use copyrighted songs here and I am not a songwriter. But she launches into my gift is my song, and this one's for you.
Oh, God.
Moulin Rouge version of your song. And I'd like to imagine that as people realize where she is, they kind of part to let her walk forward. And the band sort of picks up on what she's doing and starts coming in with it as they help her onto the stage. But she turns to Keys and she's singing directly to them and no one else.
Ooh la la.
Beautiful. As a visual, I'm picturing that as Katinka is doing the song, that the viewer at home is watching like a montage of the epilogue-y things that we're doing in terms of like clean up and like, you know, the scene appropriate maybe to the lyrics in question, or just random good stuff as we're kind of, you know, hugging people, picking things up, going to visit hot people in prison. Whatever. Who's to say?
Yeah, Manth, but you are. Manth.
Yeah, so as we're being sung out by Katinka, when word gets back to Alessandra and Darvin, they realize that, you know what? Maybe our daughter truly lives up and exemplifies our name. Alessandra apologizes to Katinka. asking if she will take her rightful place as the representative of the Off-Till Manor, or of the Off-Till House in the Griffin Games. Which does she accept?
I think she would tell her mom that I didn't like how it happened, but respectfully, I think you deserve to represent us for one more year. I'm not in the best headspace for that. And I'm sorry I was kind of a brat about it.
I am sorry that I treated you like a child. I will do you proud.
I know. And do you think after all of this we could have a talk? There's somebody I want you to meet.
Of course.
Bringing them home to mom and dad.
They don't know it, but she is.
As we cut to the Griffin Games, or the GGs, we can see watching in the stands is Katinka. Katinka and Manth, and seated beside them is Esprit, who has a busted arm still. But they are sharing laughter and fun as they are watching Alessandra about to go up and do the upside down arrow course, where in the back, or in the stables, we have Oriole, who is tending to the queen's griffin alongside her, alongside the queen's normal minder, or normal feather master. But considering everything that Oriole has done, she has been called in to help, and she is. How is she prepping this? How is she prepping the queen's horse, or the queen's griffin? Sorry, my bad.
Steed.
Forgive me.
How dare you? I think she is like the thing about Oriole is I feel like she basically gives all of the griffins it's like spa treatments. So like they have like, I don't know, whatever things would be like safe for like griffin safe, whatever. But you know, it's like peppermint oil rub downs for their fur, and like, you know, like all of this shit, and like shines the beak. It's like they go full tilt. They get massages. It's great.
Griffin Spa.
It's Griffin Spa. This is why she's the feather master. Griffin Spa Day.
Just imagining like the Spirited Away spa experience.
Yes, exactly. And then so she has him, and so she has the queen's griffin, and she's like got his saddle like all, you know, he's totally like perfect and pristine, like coat glossy, feathers floofed, leather polished, and she's just like patting him on his hindquarters, going, "Yes, you're going to do so well today. I know you're going to just be the best griffin out there." And she's just like humming to herself, and she's like patting him down.
and as the queen and her steed take wing and do the maneuver that Esprit is specifically known for, his specialty, before tragically taking an arrow to the shoulder. He used to be an adventurer. She pulls it off flawlessly as Esprit brags about teaching her almost everything that she knows. I'm going to guess much to Manth's chagrin.
Well, I mean, guy just spouts nonsense. You can't. It means nothing.
He's just talking out of his
Frogs
ass.
croak all night. It doesn't mean anything they say is true.
Actually, frogs are very intelligent and knowledgeable creatures. Don't you know?
As we celebrate with House Oftil and Queen Alessandra's victory, we see a rather chastened and shy-looking Faber who goes up to Manth and pulls very gently on her elbow.
That's a bold move, little man.
They shirk as if they're about to get punched, and they are simply holding up a note.
Oh yeah, tail grab. What? It's like Manth has recently learned, like, oh yeah, tails. I love this loose role playing system. I can just make up stuff.
As you look at the note, you can see that it is the script is beautiful. It smells of wax and ink, and it says, "I may have come on a little bit strong. However, once I'm free, if you'd like to show me the ropes again, I'd love that."
Manth tears the note in half. Tears it in half
sexual
again.
Frustration.
Crumples it and says, "You can go." And then after he leaves, Manth picks up the note, sort of smooths it out on her armor, and just tucks it into whatever passes for a pocket on these things.
No.
Oh,
I
please.
think it should be well established that Manth stuffs it down her breastplate into her boob.
Absolutely. Yep. Nope. Note taken. Canonized.
Avi, the best hiding place for anything is your boobs.
Well, with that rekindled.
But it's also like we cut away from after the tear up so that the mobile audience is like horrified. No! Collective heart gasp just to get to have a cut back like at the near or very end of Manth picking up the paper.
As it is 2 days away from when Keese is going to leave, and Katinka introduces them to her parents. What does she want to ask Alessandra, or what does she want to say to Alessandra again after the victory?
I mean, after the victory would have been a private conversation about just like how we talk to each other and trying to clear the air. Like Katinka needs some things to change, and she feels like her mom probably does too. So yeah, I don't know how much we want to go into that, but
that is something that, like, if we pick this up again, we can do that as like a flashback or as a memory.
It's the nonverbal part of that montage while you're singing.
Yeah, lots of crying.
Crying, hugging.
Nodding, hugging. More crying.
You can feel the boundaries being established through the scene.
The healthy communication.
Yeah. This all looks good.
They are beautiful and powerful.
Yeah, I think what Katinka kind of learned, especially with like talking to Keese in those last few moments, was maybe I need to be better about communicating, because I don't know if it's that people aren't listening or that I am not being clear. So
perfect. And I am certain that being a queen makes you a little bit deaf to certain things as well. So here's the big question: does she join Keese 2 days later?
I think she does. And I think she has a griffin with her.
Dun, dun, dun.
Like, I think there was a compromise in there, and I'm going to go learn some things about the world and bring some perspective back, but I will continue practicing and learning things that I need to run the island someday.
I like Katinka going off with Keith being like the end. That's like a really good, like if it was a season, like that's a great, like that's satisfying as an end, and it's also a promise of more in your own imagination as a viewer, or like if more actually happens to see, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice.
Absolutely. I guess my last question is: are Manth and Oriole joining her?
I think that's up to them, but Katinka would have been like, well, I'm going to need a guard.
Yeah.
And I'm going to need a griffin keeper, a feather master. So they have a choice.
Well.
Like, I have, like, Keys has an entourage. I'm fairly certain I also will get an entourage. So, like, Kellen might also be coming with as the maintainer of my gear.
Oriole. I think Oriole would be willing to go, but she's also like does not want to leave Kellen behind.
Aww.
But she's like, listen, well, I think she'd get permission if she could bring Kellen.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, Callan, I think I called her Kellen for some reason. Callan, like, yeah, I'm going to need somebody to tend my gear and stuff. Like, if we need a reason for it.
See, there you go. Okay, so as long as there's a reason for it.
Well, narratively, you could make anything happen. So, like,
yes,
in a meta thing, it's a matter of if we hypothetically continued with this story, with this system, would you want to play the same character? Would you want to play a different character? Would you want to play the same character switch to like a different playbook? We have so many options, and that, like, through the magic of writing, all of it works.
Yeah, I think this actually, like, works and sets them up pretty well. And I mean, hell, we could switch to a different apocalypse system and continue playing the same characters.
Totally. They're not intrinsically linked permanently, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, like, assuming that they want to go, like, there's an entourage going.
Okay.
Man is going to leave it frustratingly ambiguous.
Assuming that Katinka worked out any of that, I think she has, like, somebody willing to pass letters. She just hasn't told Manth that. It's like, no, we're working on this situation.
Bro.
Though she also does want to exchange letters with Opal, so.
So as Katinka and Oriole and Callan make their way on the ship, and who is that shadowy figure also on the ship? Is it Manth or is it Manth's replacement? Catch us in the second series of this.
Yeah, all it is like Katinka saying, "Oh, I didn't think you were going to come. Could be anyone."
Yeah.
Could be Kush. We don't know what happened with her.
Could be Opal.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, she could be on a what's the word for it? Like I don't know.
Work release.
Yeah, it was work release. Like she's got to work on herself.
We don't know how long she's gonna be in there either.
But
maybe she's, you know.
Well, that's the letter writing portion. Yeah, well, true. Like, I made some promises, sort of. So we're gonna work on that. But
I just want the fans to speculate wildly in between the seasons.
Yeah.
But no worries. This is all of our story. But so as we cut back to Katinka's song, everybody to say a goodbye for this this long shot of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, I want you all to tell me what exactly you are doing as Katinka is fucking blowing out the lights with her song. Her eyes, Keith's amber eyes glued to her every moment, every syllable and every breath of this song. So we will begin with as Manth and Oriole come in and Kellen come in. How are you guys celebrating fucking Katinka being S tier, doing such a completely beautiful rendition and show-stopping rendition of name of the song again? One more time, please.
Hold on, let me double check because I always get confused about this.
It's your song.
It is your song? Okay, your song from Moulin Rouge.
As she is singing your song. So how do we...
We are in the audience watching it now, and we're describing our reactions to the conclusion of it, to the mid of it. Like, I just want to clarify what you're looking for.
Yeah, we are...
the next day and we're celebrating. I wasn't clear.
Oh, yeah, this is while she is singing, and this is like the camera is panning across to see you as you guys are celebrating. You know, this will be the fade to black moment. What is the last image that the audience or the camera sees of all of you individually? So whoever feels, I think we're going to end on Katinka, but whoever wants to go, Oriole or Manth, please feel free.
Do you want me to go first?
Manth is very sadly not focused fully on the stage. Manth is still like head on a swivel, looking around, still very much encouraged Katinka to make this choice because it's what Katinka wanted, but is still not keen on this very public on display after having, multiple or the one assassination attempt, maybe multiple. Even though people have been caught, she's still stressed out. So she's like, she's more watching the crowd.
Ever vigilant and ever devoted.
Ever vigilant, right. It's kind of sad, you know what I mean? Like that she is denying herself even this kind of joy that she could have. She's only half watching it. And then, maybe there's a little bit of a like, she's looking and like Oriole grabs her hand and then she's like, focuses on the stage,
Because I feel like Oriole after her breakdown has kind of come back to herself a little bit. I think she's really excited for Katinka. I think she is like amazed at like her talent and just like, oh my God, like what? It's like one of those things like when your friend like shows you something and you're like, holy shit, you're talented. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
If I may, to bring it home from like the beginning where they're like, what the hell is she doing?
Yeah, like, oh, this is what everybody like, what do you mean who's talking shit about this? Like, why? She's good. And then I like to imagine that she tries to focus like Manth back on it, and then as it's like going and it's like getting to like more of the upbeat part, I think that Callan and Oriole start dancing again. And then if I may, I think like halfway through I'm trying to think of like whatever lyric or something like that, you just get a shot of like Oriole kind of pouncing on Callan and just like kissing her and maybe knocking her over in the process. I don't know.
That's your like zoom to black circle focus on the
like she just pounces Callan. You just see like one of their feet's like in the air.
And how does Katinka what is Katinka's what happens with Katinka and Keith on this performance?
Well, like I said, I think she got lifted up onto the stage, and From there, like, I feel like Silent Job and God, am I doing this wrong? I did. Loud Job and Bay are like pretty on point with the light work around here. So the light shifts again into like pinks and like a soft like blue white that almost like acts like a UV to some extent, and it's just like filling the area where she is as she like walks her way down the stage, singing her heart out toward where Keese is standing in the audience, I assume off to the side. And as she reaches the end, she just holds her hands out for them, if they'll come to her.
Absolutely, they do.
And given the height difference, I assume they stay on the ground because that makes the most sense here.
Mhm.
But as the song dies out, she just leans in, touches her hand gently to Keese's chin, and then whispers, "No more masks," and kisses them.
Ooh.
As we fade to black and finish our long shot / mini series on Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
Roll credits. Hear that song one more time.
Hello, and thank you for listening to this special presentation of What's Your Damage, What's Your Damage Long Shot, Thirsty Sword Lesbians edition. Katinka Offtill was played by Ray Palmer, Oriole was played by Kate Ingram, and Captain Manth was played by Douglas Gale. The Gay Master was Elliot Rose. Audio engineering was done by Elliot Rose, including sound effects and music.
Listening to the show. You can find more of What's Your Damage on Apple Music and Spotify, or on our website, wydpod.com. We've got maps, just gorgeous character art, and tons of lore for all needs to know. There's also going to be a sign up for our newsletter, which features content warnings for all episodes upon release, because we think that's super important. And for those of you that want to chat with us on social media, because you love us so much, you can find us at WID Pod, and that's WIDPODD on Instagram and Threads, as well as a bunch of others listed on our website. In case you don't like those first two, you can find us elsewhere, because if there's a place to be, we're probably there already. So, please stop by, say hi. We would all genuinely love to hear from you.